Hello guys, Kalmier here once again. And so today we're going to work on underwater structures. I've gone ahead and built a quick little room here with a bed so that I can sleep, furnace, table, brought some extra materials here. Before I get started though, I did install a mod. I have crystal clear waters plus the mods required to run crystal clear waters. So I don't have any item hacks or anything like that, but this hopefully will allow you guys to see. It still looks a little dark, but hopefully we'll be able to still get through. And I've also brought over some materials. Now for building underwater, the two methods that I use, requires a burnable material such as wood or wool, and then a flint and steel. And the other method would require either sand or gravel and torches. And anything else is pretty much aesthetics, whatever you feel looks good. So let me grab some of these. And yeah, that should do it. Okay. And the other two things you want to make sure you bring is food, because you are going to be going in and out of the water a lot. If you don't happen to catch your breath and lose a tick of a bubble here, tick of a bubble there, you want to make sure you had food to replenish your health. And I'm actually going to go ahead and leave this in here. If I get too low on health, I can come back for it. And then you also want to make sure you have something to block the water in your doorways. And I'll come back to that in a minute. Actually, let me show you these methods that I have set up around here. The first method is very obvious, just have a door. And it's nice to have the door shut, but to me, like if you're out here and you're suffocating and you try to run into the door and you catch it along the edge, it kind of narrows the door just a little bit, just enough. It's not really a big deal, but you know, there's that. You can also do reeds. The thing with reeds though is they have to be on dirt, which doesn't look very nice. And you have to have a water source one level below the dirt, next to the dirt. So instead of having like a hole here or whatever, I have it hidden under the wall like this. And I actually put a source block of water in there. Also, if you hit it, it's very easy to destroy them, you know, whereas like a sign you have to hit it a couple times for it to break. If you just accidentally tap these once, it floods your room. So I'm not a big fan of reed or sugarcane or bamboo, whatever you call it. I do like signs for the single doorways like this because they don't have a collision box. You can run right through. It stops the water, but signs take up a little bit more wood than ladders. However, I do prefer ladders when it's a double door like this because you don't actually hit, even though they have a collision box, you have plenty of room to actually walk between them without getting hit. So there's a couple methods there. I'm going to try trapdoors just to see how it looks. I understand it's going to be the same as a door, but I just kind of want to see. There might be some possibilities for using a trapdoor in a ceiling. Maybe have a lever that opens 4 trapdoors at once so you can just go in through the top. Well, I guess you might fall, but that's up to you. So anyway, let me go ahead and show you these two methods. Now, anytime you come out into an ocean area, once you find like where you want to build, always try and pre-plan. It's really good to know what you're going to build before you build it, or at least have an idea of the size you want, so you're not wasting your time trying to break blocks underwater or anything like that. So again, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to build your doorway, and the reason for that is because when you set down your first 2 blocks and then you put your water stopping material on that block, you're going to have yourself an air bubble. So even if I didn't have this house here, I'd have an air pocket somewhere. So this might get a little dark, but let's see. I'm going to go... We will go... I'll go there. And I'm running out of air already. Okay, so I got my first ladder up. I've got an air pocket, so now that's permanently there. Now, the only thing you do have to worry about is with the last patch, Notch made it so that you can stand closer to a ladder or torch or anything up against a wall to break it. So even though I'm standing facing this wall on the opposite side of me, when I start hitting, you'll see it never actually breaks, and that's because I'm actually hitting the one behind me. So you have to kind of watch out for that. You have to kind of step out, swim out a little bit when you're placing things. Alright, so here's my doorway. And I'm going to build a tunnel connecting these two, but before I do that, I'm going to show you how to like basically start from nothing. So starting from nothing, you're going to build your doorway. I'm going to make this room 4 by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then build another doorway. And catch my breath. Always make sure you keep an eye on your air bubbles, obviously. And I'm going to try trapdoors over here just to see how it looks. And we'll get some light on this here in a little bit. Alright, now even though I have a couple tricks for getting rid of all the water, it's still a pain to build underwater because you still have to build the walls and the ceiling. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this and build the walls up real quick and get my materials that I'm going to be using. Let's see. Alright, so I'll fast forward through this part. Okay, again, I hope you guys were able to see some of that. It got a little dark even for me. But I went ahead and built my structure. I've got nothing but walls right now. And for this method, and this works really good if you have a tall structure such as this. And so now that I have my border, and you don't even have to have your full border set before you start doing this, it's just kind of makes it easier so you know where you're placing it. But you're going to go ahead and just start placing gravel or sand. Actually, I'm sorry, before I start that, I forgot one very important step. I'm going to go down to the bottom, and I'm going to do 2 high dirt everywhere. Whoops, that's too high, or that was higher than I meant to go, but it's alright. Okay, now that I have the dirt placed down first, now I'm going to start doing the gravel. And I'm going to place glass on top of that, and then do gravel on the next row. And so basically you're just going to do this all the way around. Gravel so that it drops all the way down, and then glass on top. And if you want this to come out of the water, you can do that as well. But I'm going to leave mine under, and I'm going to fast forward through this part as well. Okay guys, so now I have 2 dirt blocks in front of me, bottom and top, and then I have a whole bunch of gravel stacked on top of that with my glass ceiling. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to dig out the bottom 2 of the dirt blocks first. This is one of those situations where it might be a little hard because the ladders are in the way. There we go. Okay, so I put the 2 torches under the top dirt blocks, and then I'm going to remove the dirt blocks, allowing all the gravel to fall through. Same thing over here. And so basically I've just cleared this 2 sections here of all water. And then just keep repeating the process all the way around. So let me fast forward through this part as well. Okay, there we go. I now have a two-story little tower underwater. And again, like I said, that can actually go out of the water if you prefer, but this would be the fastest way to go ahead and build that. And now from here I'm going to show you another method, and I'm just going to build a quick tunnel leading over to that area over there. And so again, we're going to start with the walls, except for this time I'm also going to go ahead and put the ceiling because I'm going to fill the inside instead of dropping stuff down. This is the gravel's good if you have a higher structure, but if you only have 2 blocks that you're going or 3 blocks that you're going, gravel might, be a little bit much, gravel or sand. But then again, also if you're going to, I guess it depends. If you don't have a lot of wool, or to me, wood takes a long time to burn, so I'm not a big fan of using wood for this. You can, but like I said, it just takes a long time to burn since the last patch. So if you don't prefer one of those 2 methods because it takes too long or you don't have the materials, then you can still use sand and gravel here. You just have to kind of dig it out. Okay, more here. And the wool. Alright, and then get your flint and steel and light it up on fire. Wool burns very quickly, which is why I like it. Plus I'm a pyromaniac by heart, I guess. So it's probably going to beat me over there. Try and get there quickly. Light this side on fire. So to me this is a little bit faster, but like I said, if you don't have the wool or you don't feel like waiting for wood to burn, you can still use sand and just dig it out rather than using the little torch method. But this clears up a little tunnel for you quickly and easily. Try not to catch yourself on fire. And with the new patch, they're supposed to come out with sheep shears, so that actually may make this a little bit faster, even if you use wool. But then in that point, you're pretty much doing the same thing you are with the shovel. You're just putting the blocks and then digging it out. But there you go. There's 2 methods for building underwater. And yeah, I don't think I'm a big fan of the trapdoors either. I mean, yeah, you can't even fit through these if they're down like that because your character's too tall. Yeah, I still prefer signs and ladders. At this point, however, I can actually go ahead and remove these ladders because I don't have any water that's being blocked anymore. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll go ahead and touch this up a little bit and put something pretty on the ground, do something with all this dirt that's out here, and upload my video and my world. Oh, I don't need that. I also went ahead and built myself, because there was no close by water, I built myself a little railroad. Nothing special about it. The button has red wire that goes to this track that's powered down there. Extra carts here, and then I have a couple power tracks whenever I need it. So this is back to the main base. And I worked hard on this. It's mostly aesthetics. There's no special trickery here. Just lava placed in certain positions and lots of half stones. I think it looks really nice though. I actually got this idea from Doc M77. One of his videos has something similar to this, but I kind of tweaked it a little bit to something that I liked a little bit better. So anyway, if you guys found this video efficient or learned something new, please give my video a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. Thanks again.